What's up, time? Semper Fi, brother. Good morning, boys. Good morning. Switch you up top. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. There we go. Boom. What's up, fam? How we doing? There we go. Oh, Monday morning grind. What's up, brothers? What's up, Roadblock guy? How you doing, man? Long time no see. Bobo, a 10 hut. Good morning, sir. Oh, dude, I was watching. I watched half of Armadillo last night. That's a good movie, man. I was really impressed with that movie. I didn't read the. Is it a? Dude, it was. It's almost like a documentary or something. It was really good, man. I got halfway done, but yeah, that reminds me of our it seems like those days. I gotta read more into that, man. That was a very, very good movie. Very good. How it looked, how it felt. Yeah, if you want to know what our military's like, that's pretty much it. That reminds me of the Army, more of the Army, how they speak, minus the the language barrier. But it seems like your boys were trained very well in that. It seemed like the Danish soldiers had a little American in them, brother. Because they in the movie, man, they were using M4s, the 203s. They had the Bushmaster. They had God, what? Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. I'm on the road to New York City. Nice, bro. New York. Good morning, brothers. What's up, Ransom Jackson? How you doing, man? The Danish military takes a lot from the American military. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of, yeah, dude, they looked really good, man. Whoever made that movie, those guys really put a lot of time and effort into it. Man, I haven't seen a war movie like that in a long time, where it was actually really, really good. Even the very beginning, where the boys are got the stripper. Yeah. Dude, my brother got me one of those girls, dude. I just like that. Even when they were done with, like, they went out on their first patrol. They got halfway through, so their first patrol, they all got back and they all started playing a video game, like on Xbox or something. That's what me and my boys used to do. We'd get back and we would play Halo on the Xbox. Our game was Halo. But yeah, man, where they walked around all goddamn day. The only difference in that, what always bugs me about war movies, but you can't. It's very hard to replicate. Is when I was in, the United States Marine Corps, it's the only, yeah, that's why I say it's more like the Danish, the way the soldiers, their mannerisms really set me off. In the Marine Corps, your civilian, we call them civilian mannerisms. I keep wiggling my fingers because it has to do a lot with your hands. It has to, that's just the Marine in me. But that was a really good movie, dude. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how it's like sad. The moms, the kid. Some of the kids are talking, they wanted to go, and the moms get all sad and stuff. Yeah, that's all true. The Danish said, "Hi, what's up, Roadblocks? Did you reach the close-up firefight?" No. It was, I stopped right halfway through. It seemed like they were getting ready for a big mission, but yeah, I stopped halfway through. I fell asleep. It was good, man. It was good. The patrols, dude. Yeah. I mean, I could have rolled with you guys, and if that was a true testament to the Danish troops, which I'm sure it was. You guys look just like the army soldiers. But yeah, in my world, it's the mannerisms go away. That's the only difference. And you can't replicate that in a movie. That was good, man. I can't wait I'm gonna probably finish it maybe tonight or tomorrow, depending. Yeah, dude, that was good. That was good. Yeah, that reminded me of just like the army. Just like being in the army. Dude, I can't. Was that dude, it seemed like they almost got real live footage. That's how good I thought it was. I was like, dude, it was hard to I was like, man, this looks just like it. It seems like they got some actual footage and spliced it in there sometimes, but it was really good, dude. I was really shocked. Yeah, they could roll with us, no, and that's how our military is too. It's like you know, the whole, you know, you're living together on a cot. They're kind of dicking around half the time. You know, you'll see the soldiers you know, the dude hit the other guy in the nuts with the broom. You know, that stuff happens all the time. Yeah, but I always say, man, in the Marine Corps, and the only difference is the Marine Corps, it's just a freak show. But yeah, the military acts just like that. The only thing's missing, this is what I meant. And the movie, I haven't seen it yet, but they probably couldn't just put everything in an hour and a half minute. I don't know the rank structure. I don't know really who's in charge. That's the only, I don't know. I'm sure there is a structure, and your guys' military, okay, this is a good one. Like, if that's a true state, like your guys' military, it treats you as adults, you know, almost. That's kind of a weird thing to say, but you know, you're already expected to do the job. There's no yelling or there's no, I'm trying to think of something, but that military-esque thing is gone. I remember talking to someone like they just yeah, they're just, it's missing something, and it's missing like the rank structure, and I was trying to figure it out, but yeah, it's good, man. I can talk about that movie all the time. I can break it down like scene by scene almost, man. This is really good. It was really good, dude. I'm glad you showed me that, man. You should watch the rest when you have a chance. It gets very up close and personal. Yeah, I plan on to. Dude, I couldn't. That was good, man. I will talk about that movie all day. I love war movies like that. That hit home, man. That hit home. I got into it, brother. I got into it. I got really into it because I was like, I'm going to check it out, you know. Now, if it catches my attention, you know, I'll keep watching it. And then like 20 minutes later go on. I was like, Like 30 minutes later went on. I was like, oh, this is getting good. Yeah, man. And then I wanted to stop it because I wanted to watch it when I wasn't tired, you know. I wanted to give the movie some respect. Put some respect on my name, you know. $30 is all. There's $30 inflation. Hit the like, or we may fight. Thanks, Tom. I got like mosquito bites, damn it. I got bit. Yeah, it reminded me of that's how it is. Yeah, I would say that's the closest to like getting deployed as you can imagine. Besides, like even in the movie they showed the hurry up and waiting. Like there's some parts where it just flashes to the scene, and like the kids are just like standing around, you know, like like the Asian guy that's the medic. Like there's a couple scenes of him where he's just kind of sitting around doing nothing, and that's what the military's all about, dude. It's all about sitting around doing nothing. Even when they were working out, yeah, there's always a workout. You know, someone will make it. You know. What else, dude? Yeah, I mean that was really good, dude. Really good. Really spot on. The Army, there might be a little more military-esque, because like in that movie you would see like you know, we call it like I don't want to swear, but the F word, a gaggle F, you know. So you see a bunch of dudes and they just kind of mob together. In the Army, I don't think they do that all that much. In the Marine Corps, we're always in like a formation. There's never a gaggle of people or a bunch of people. That's why when I look at it, I as an ex, you know, a Marine, that used to, it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts watching. If you want, if you want to like, in the Marine Corps, like I'll look at your shoelaces. In order for you to go to war with me, I have to look at your shoelaces. That's the only difference. Like you can always join the Army, you can join the Coast Guard, but in the Marine Corps, you have to become a Marine, and that's the only difference. And it drives me nuts. Any movie, it's not the Danish Army, but any movie, if I see people in uniform on the verge of fighting a war or whatever, doing a mission, if I start seeing a gaggle F of people moving around or unshaved, bad hair, no haircut, because you always have to have a haircut in my world. You always have to have a haircut. You always have to be shaved. Everyone has to look almost exactly the same, like North Korea status, you know. Everyone has to look the same in my world. And it's like, when I watch those movies, it's like the Marine in me, I start getting mad, dude. I'm like, oh, these nasty soldiers. It's pretty funny, man. That was really good, man. That was a really good movie. I can't talk about how, dude, I haven't seen a movie like that in a long time, man. Armadillo, boys, if you want to see a good war movie. Armadillo, it's about the Danish soldiers. They're rocking the Danish flag. They're speaking their own language, and they're in the heart of Kabul or Helmand province, and they got dropped off like they got dropped off like in the seriously, like I didn't even know, like we used Danish soldiers to man the front. I thought, I had no idea. You guys came out and actually got some, man. That was the biggest deal with that. I didn't know that. And they were there. Those boys were there right around the time. Yeah. So they had the uniforms looked like they were Danish. Some, you guys would, that group of soldiers, they would pull out like the old your guys' squad automatic weapon, or the 240, we call them 240 Bravos. You guys would still, it seemed like, I think I saw like the the MG42 or whatever, dude. The the West or European style machine gun. The one that like Germany used so famously. It almost looked at that an RPK, a big ol'. It seemed like you guys brought your own automatic weapons. Then it seemed like you guys used the M4s with the 203s. And then you guys got really good gear because you guys had a Striker, or it's an Army vehicle. I'm not sure the name of it because in the Marine Corps we don't get any of those fancy stuff. But yeah, in there you guys had the 50 cal already attached to the remote control where you can look at it on a screen, so no one has to stand up on the turret. And I got mad because that's my job. I was like, I see a robot's already replacing. I was the guy on the turret shooting the 50 cal. We didn't have a remote. We had to do it the old-fashioned way by person. But I was already mad that a robot was taking my job, even in the military, man. The Danish LMGs, the MG3, okay. Light machine gun, yeah, okay. Them 240 Bravo is a great weapon. Ghost Rider, oh, what's up, brother? Semper Fi. Marines are all small breed. Semper Fi, brother. Shout out to all the 1st Battalion, 5th Marine Bravo Company, 1991 to 1998. Damn. What's up, USMC? Small breed, man. There's not a lot of us, man. And then the closer I get, the older I get, the more we lose them due to taking their own life and all that good stuff. Yeah, the Danish LMG, dude, it was a great movie. Hey, Ghost Rider, you got to check out the movie Armadillo. It's pretty good. It's actually really good. It's about the Danish soldiers getting some in Afghanistan with us, dude. I didn't know. I had no idea. I knew other countries helped, as in like maybe support or logistics, but not they got they got dropped off in the middle of nowhere and said, "All right, boys, good luck." Bravo's hoping for different outcome. Katy Perry made it back to Earth. Let's see. Who's Katy Perry? Yeah, that was a really good one, man. That was a really good one. Robots don't. I feel like a crackhead. I feel like you guys are just watching me itch. Just goddamn mosquitoes. Robots don't have the human instinct. I just saw Warfare. Great weapon, and I'll check it out. Ooh, Warfare. Warfare. That's the new one, right? Yeah, I want to check that one out too. Yeah, Armadillo is pretty good, man. I was thinking that it was gonna be, I don't know. As USMC at Ghost Rider, as when you watch a military movie, you always like, they always, Hollywood got to this one, and it looks like, the gear. This one, I was really shocked, man. Oh, and it looked like you guys wore, either we gave it to you, or, it's just old gear. But I think you guys, I got to look at it again, but you guys' flak vest, I think we gave you guys like the old, like you guys didn't wear the tan ones. It almost looked like you guys wore the ones that, the green ones from like Vietnam. They were the older school ones. I got to look at it again, but it was interesting, man. I couldn't believe it. They even like this, they did it like a school circle to go over like a mission briefing. Dude, even like, like their first patrol. The only thing, the difference, I think one of their first missions, the Danish, whoever mission commander was at the end, like saying what we can do better, and he was all, how many of you fell over today, and Not saying that Marines don't fall over. We fall over all the time. But we fall over because we fall over. And in that briefing, as like me looking into the movie as if I had to go to battle with these guys, the only thing I would change is they fell over. And when the commander was speaking, it seemed like he was saying not only did they fall over because they're just out, you know, you guys got a bunch of crap on you, but you guys fell over because you were out of shape or something as equivalent to that. And I was like, ooh, that can't be that's unacceptable. You can fall over if you like lose your foot, but if we can take away you falling over because you're out of shape, you know, that's one less fall. That's what the Marine Corps takes away from you. It doesn't give you an option. You're just gonna do it. But that's what training. That had nothing to do with anything with the movie. I'm just trying to be that's just the way I think. That's what I hear when I don't look at like combat skills or how well you do something or, you know, how tough or motivated you are. I gotta figure out what's gonna slow you down, and I gotta un-F yourself. And that's the Marine Corps. That's the only difference. I mean, there's a lot, but that's the way a lot of Marines think. You know, it's like, oh well, what could I do to make your day even worse? But at the end of the day, they'll make you a better warfighter. Oh, you fall down because you're not used to having. All right, well, we got to go for a 10-mile hike. You know, it's like, what? I was like, how does that help me? What's up, Harry, bro? You are literally yapping. I think I don't remember. Okay. God, jeez. I got to go back and look. I'm sure what they said. You need to actually research. What am I? Oh, are you? What? It's a true story. SEAL attachment and a Marine attachment were the Marine from 1970. Ooh. I fell once. I tripped over I'm sure that Marine was just laying there. Armadillo's part movie, but part documentary with parts of POV from the soldiers on patrol. Yeah, that's Kranichi. Yeah, that's all. I was like, dude, this thing looks really good because it seemed like it was. Whoever made that movie, I've never seen a movie like that where it seemingly went from like you can almost see like how they filmed a part of the movie and then it kind of rolled really quick into like actual POV from the actual Afghanistan war. Then it rolled, you know, you can't tell the break in like real footage to fake footage. They really blended it all in. That's why I was like, dude, this is like a documentary. I was like, what the hell's going on? Needs his fix of crack. I'm itching over here, man. I'm sure what they said you need to actually what? Yapping? Yeah, I yap all the time. What do you think I do for a living, man? I do this for a living there, Perry W. Give me a second, boys. I gotta go do the thing inside the thing real quick. I was in charge of PT. I wasn't allowed to fall. Yeah, if you're the physically fit dude, you're not allowed to do much, dude. You have to be on point all the time. That was a good movie, man. I could think about that movie. Even it was like watching the army, man. It was like watching the army for me. It was like, oh, there's the United States Army. Oh, well, they speak a different language, but nah. And you guys, the guys out there were smarter than Jesus. Like, they spoke English, Dutch, or Danish, and then Arabic, which was very impressive. Even like when the Asian guy that's the medic was talking to replacing the other medic in the scene, and he was like, oh yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but he's yeah, one guy kind of just disappeared and we had to pick up all his body parts, you know, and the other guy, you know, we just let him go, you know. Yeah, it's like you just kind of keep moving on. There's nothing else. There's nothing you can do about it. It's really fun. That was a great movie. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. The only had just when I was watching it always, I was like, man, these guys seem like they're having fun. And I was like, in my life, we never had fun. In the Marine Corps, the fun is basically taken out. David, what's up, Raw? What's up, brother? In the Marine Corps, fun is taken away from you, and it's not fun anymore. Except when you're in the room, like when those guys were in the room and they were just playing video games and dicking around. You know, anyone can act normal. And then like weapons cleaning. So that's what I remember. They would sit there and clean their weapons. That's a good one. That's always mandatory. But they still look like they're having fun. The Marine in me will always try to take away the fun out of anything. It was great, man. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something from the old rig. Hang tight. There you go. That's where I'm at. All right, hold on. What's up, Jason? How you doing, brothers? I guess that would depend on upbringing. I had a blast in the Corps. Yeah. Yeah. It was a good time, man. Yeah, Bobo. That would be yeah, man, that would be the equivalent of joining the army, like getting deployed. The only thing in that movie you're missing is maybe like the boot camp, and I mean, but that, you know, the workups and stuff, the hikes, the struggle, you know. There's always a struggle, but that was a good movie, man. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'll finish it later and report back to you, brother. The reason they don't yell in the Danish military is because of our culture in Denmark. You are considered an idiot and, wow, an idiot and disrespectful if you are yelling. You can get your point across by talking. Whoa. Yeah, that's a great point, dude. Came from abused household. Boot camp was better than home life. Yeah, I get that, Jason. I get that. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like when you look at that movie, yeah, your culture, you know, you can just talk to each other and you guys can figure it out pretty quickly, right? Because everyone, in the United States, I can't really talk about the Army, but I just know the Marine Corps. A United States Marine Corps, there's no same culture. Like you know, you know, there's a guy from, you know, everyone in America grew up completely different. So yelling in the Marine Corps, it's not because you're an idiot or disrespectful. It's because the Marine Corps, you just have to do everything so what's that word? Like, you gotta it's part of you, because and so when everyone goes in the Marine Corps, yelling becomes the culture. You know, you're not an idiot. It's just everyone yells, and it's not because like like Jason could be talking to me, but because he needs to talk to me about the job that we need to do, is that he's gonna start yelling, and then and then if you F up, everyone just starts yelling. So it's very loud and intense most of the time. That's what I can't I mean, that's part of the Marine Corps, man. That's what it means, like, to be a Marine. I mean, if Jason Smith was my sergeant, you know, he would look at my shoelaces. He would, you know, haircut. You got to have a fresh shave. Even in a war zone, you have to have a fresh shave every morning. So even the Marine Corps takes the fun out of things. like when they would go over the mission briefing and everyone's sitting around, and it's a gaggle F. In the Marine Corps, you can't gaggle F, dude. And everyone's kind of sitting crooked or sideways, and the guy's speaking up here, and they're all wearing different uniforms. In the Marine Corps, dude, you're facing someone, you're all wearing the same. There's no, but it's good, man. It's good. Yeah, it's a culture thing. That's what I noticed real quick, because even in the, like, one kid was talking about his mom. You know, he was telling his buddy, or like, why'd you join, or why this, and he was telling a story about, like, he told his mom, and his mom, like, started crying, and the kid looked 18, 19 years old. I forgot what I was gonna say, but Even like those stories are good. I don't know. I forgot. I had a point, but I lost it. Is that rabbit in the street? Yeah, you saw that thing? I saw it too. Yeah, it's gone now. It went in the, yeah, right next to me. It was like they've been cutting down some trees and stuff, so it's been pissing off all the animals. It's urgent and authority. Yeah, authority. Nothing personal, just direct. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you, David. That's it's yeah. It's very so. The yelling in the Marine Corps is it's for a reason, and the reason is yeah. So very direct. So Bobo in the Marine Corps. So in the Marine Corps, when someone yells at you, it's always directed and it should always go towards the mission. So I'm not yelling at Bobo because Bobo, is a dum dum, or because I like making fun of people. It always should be directed towards the mission, or because you asked a stupid question. um, or you didn't do something proper, because in the Marine Corps, you always got to be proper. There's no gaggle fucking, man. You can't be a nun shade. Oh, it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts, Devil Dog. It drives me nuts. I remember graduating basic. No one came except my World War II grandpa, and he dressed up the same for my tech school graduation. That's sick, dude. That's sick. That's sick. Yeah, that was a great movie, man. I can't, like, yeah, man. Like, even with that movie, I felt like I could. All right, boys, like, let's go. I don't know your language, but I can figure it out. Even in war, you don't need to speak to anyone. You just, that's what the yelling's for in the Marine Corps. Like, even if I went out with a bunch of boys from Denmark, yeah, even if I didn't know their language, if they could point me the right direction, and if I start yelling, as in a Marine and doing, Marine yelling, they will be able to figure it out, because the yelling should always have to do with war. It's like it's so weird, man. The Marine Corps is so much different. It's so hard to explain. But yeah, directive, yeah. In his old W2 Army Air Corps uniform, had a ton of medals. That's sick, dude. That's sick. Let's see. Let me find out where should we go first, boys. Hold on. Shoot. Search. Oh. There we go. Fontucky. Wow, no one's. I don't even know where to go. Give me a sec, boys. Let me find out my destination. Get a new. Oh, yeah. Oh, do they have one of those, dude? Babel earpiece. I didn't even know they had those things. I knew they were trying to make them where you can understand what people be saying. This can't be it. Let me get. No. Oh yeah, I guess I can. Let's just go to. Here? Where am I gonna go? Oh, we can go right here. Good, good. Found the spot, boys. 4380. All right. Game time. No. Let's do that. All right, let's get out of here. Be prepared to cry. Ever hear of a Master Sergeant Chapman Medal of Honor Center from Air Force in Afghanistan? If not, look up the first recorded Medal of Honor. Really? Once a week I got a metal bucket and a mop. Sergeant Major Chapman. Chapman. Okay, I'll check it out later. Oh yeah, man, you always get a mop bucket. That's one thing no one ever talks about. One thing you're gonna be doing the most out of anything is holding a mop bucket and a scuttle brush. A scuttle brush. Like you're on a ship and you got to scuttle brush the deck of a pirate boat. Ugh. No mop, I was a floor buffer. Spit shiner. What did I do? My like, I mean, besides the mopping and the sweeping, we had to sweep. We had to dust the asphalt of a basketball court once. That was really great. That was a big waste of time. Polish the brass. Oh yeah, polish the brass. That was a good one. How many of y'all got a brass burn? Those ones, brass burns were always lovely. I was in W2 barracks at Fort Jackson. Damn. Like going back in a time machine, man. Floors were dirty. That's like going back in a time machine, man. That's crazy. That was a good movie, man. Armadillo. Very good movie. The Danes know how to fight, man. The Danes know how to fight. Not only do they know how to fight, is that they want to fight. Because that takes a lot of effort, man. Even to learn all that crap, man. That's why they were tight, man. That documentary / movie. Those boys were up to speed. Definitely up to speed. They can roll with me, that's for sure. Squad bays, the squad bays. I haven't heard someone say squad bay in so long. The Quonset, wait. Squad bay. Oh, yeah. Had them in SOI, MCT, and Camp Horno. Oh, shit, Jason. I felt like you just read my... Yeah, I stayed in Quonset huts. Am I pronouncing... I feel like I'm not pronouncing that right. I know what you're talking about. I just can't pronounce that damn name. Yeah, dude, we stayed in squad bays. Those were that was the Marine Corps to me, man. You know, you stay in a big old squad bay or the Quonset huts, I stayed in those huts in MCT. And Camp Horno, I stayed at Camp Horno too, Jason. I was that's where all the infantry stay. And at Pendleton, Camp Horno, and I think another camp. But I remember I told my buddy, he was like, where you stationed at? I was like, oh, we're going up to Camp Horno. He's like, what? He's like, you're an MP. Why are you guys going to Camp Horno? I was like, well, buddy, you know, we gotta you know, we gotta train to go to, and he was like, he couldn't believe, he's like, oh, you know, he couldn't believe that a bunch of MPs would be staying around the infantry guys at Camp Horno. I was like, dude, just calm down, man. Your job's not that important. I can still go back there right now. I was at the far barracks, the very farthest room on the right, man. Horny Horno. Yeah, no, yeah, I can't believe you remember that word, man. The Quonset huts. I think that's how you pronounce it. I forget how you pronounce it, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I think you do. You know, yeah, they're just the little they're like the squad bays almost, but crappier. Ooh, someone almost got a hit. Someone almost got hit. Upper left side was recon. Oh, really? Oh, really? Yeah, dude, we got in a fight with all the infantry guys. You know, they would well, it wasn't the young bucks. It was a couple of the older enlisted infantry guys, man. And one guy was like a sergeant major, and you know, a bunch of MPs are getting drunk on the balcony at Camp Pendleton, and the sergeant major is like, comes up to us and starts barking at us. And dude, we told him basically to F off. But he was in his civvies, so we didn't know who he was. We didn't care. He said he was rank, and we're like, yeah, whatever, dude. You're gay. And he came back in his uniform, and we all bailed. I remember everything from the Corps. Yeah, man, I can't believe you remembered that. And I totally forgot. When you typed that, I was like, I know what he means. I know what that word is. But I couldn't. I just, it's hard, I'm hooked on phonics, man. You do. I don't know how you remember so much, man. You got a brain like an elephant, man. Yeah, squad bays. That, man, MCT was fun, bro. Like sometimes being thrown in in training, and sometimes it's really fun, man. That's like kind of what I miss, I miss, like, you show up, to train, and you're there for a month or whatever, and it's just you and your boys, It sucks so much ass, but it's really fun. And when you get home, you're finally like, wow, I can't believe I did all that. Like, I'm tired, but, you're more, it's weird, man. It's a weird photography memory. Yeah, you do, man. I don't have that. That's a gift. It was fun, man. I still remember, like, the Quonset huts, man. Those would be out in the middle of, like, nowhere, in the half moon, half domed places, or building. And the squad bays were big old suckers. We would go back to the squad bay, but then, if we didn't sleep on our tents, we would go to those huts out in the middle of nowhere. And then some of them were older than crap, dude. Some of them used to be old barracks or old squad bays or something. Now they're like, when I was there, they were like run down, like the nails in the wood would be popping out. Dude, we had to renovate an old building in Pendleton out in the middle of nowhere. It was like there was like termites and asbestos everywhere, dude. And we had a there's no one that this building was on like a mountain in Pendleton, man. We had to go out there and clean it up and fix it for our own like office space. Oh, senile problem with the good memories. I went senile ages ago. We slept in a 3-man pump tents. So much for Air Force having best houses. Oh no, everyone gets screwed, man. 6 months ago, Kwanzaa. Oh, that's it. Kwanzaa. Yeah, Kwanzaa. Is that? I know. I feel like I'm still not saying that damn word right, but I know what it is, man. It's the only like Q word I ever used in my life, besides like quick. Good memory and both blessings and a curse. Yeah, it definitely could be a curse, man. It definitely could be a curse. It definitely could be a curse. I don't have a good memory. I just remember like stupid things, you know, like something that you did that's embarrassing or you shouldn't have said out loud. I've done that a lot. I've said a lot of dumb things out loud where I'm like, ooh, shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I like that movie, man. The Danish troops. You don't have to, you know, you guys' culture is very respectable. And I never heard any slang. Like there's no. That's what I miss. I miss when I when I always think of like when I watch that movie and I hear the Denmark Danish right speaking to each other. There's no freaking slang. I want to hear someone say like like that's what you need an American in there for, brother, because if you had me with a bunch of you guys, I'd be like, all right, man, I'm gonna be trying to talk Danish this whole time and I'm gonna butcher it. I say wild stuff. Like there's no like you don't have to be proper as an American. You just be yourself, you know. Be yourself. That's the only difference. You guys would get a little Americanized. And it's your guys' culture, you know. That's how you guys were raised. You know, you speak right. You speak like a professional. You know, no one should yell at you, or if someone yells at you, you look at them like as if they're an idiot, you know. Dude, that's so like in America, you have to be big and bold and loud, dude, and like half the things I say, take it with a grain of salt. The other half, just don't even listen. But one thing a lot of Americans will get done is just the job. You know, however we get the job done, that's how we get the job done. We do the job right. We do the job once, but I'm going to run my mouth when I get there. You know, we're going to be loud. I'm going to eat a lot. You know, I'm going to be a little rude. that slang, man, that's what I miss. That's what I understood really quick, Bobo, about watching that documentary. It was it's very proper. Like if the Danish give me like 1,000 of your boys, you know, growing up, the way you guys were brought up, if I can get you guys into the Marine Corps, holy moly, you guys would be a whole nother level. Because I think it would be a lot easier to train you guys than if you gave me 100 Americans. I got 100 different individual dumbasses. You know, I got this guy from there, I got this guy from here, he grew up different than this guy. I got it, you know, there's a way we do it as Americans, because everyone comes from somewhere else. Everyone was raised a little different, but most people understand, you know, what's going on. If you gave me 100 people from Denmark, like the training would kind of escalate because you guys would already know how, like, it would happen so much quicker because the way you guys were brought up. Like the intensity in the Marine Corps can, and this is what makes me really excited. If you give me 100 dudes from Denmark and they were raised that way, if they joined the Marine Corps, my intensity level would go up to like 20, because I know that if you give me 100 boys from Denmark, they can roll, you know. And they used to be Vikings. Not only they're Vikings, but they like to be, you know, there's that maturity in them. A lot of Americans aren't when they get, you know, we're still the wild west out here, you know. And gremlins. And you guys have to be, I mean, you guys are surrounded by Russia and yo, Mr. Good Citizen, what's up, brother? I forgot a lot due to the pot. Me too, brother. They call the enemy ninjas. Gremlins. Ninjas. They call the enemy. We used to. What do we call the enemy? You know, I don't. You know, I don't think we even really had a word for that. We just said, "Hey, get those dipshits over there," you know. That's interesting. It would be interesting. I wish I could like train like 100 people from Denmark. Train with too, because as a leader, or if you want to be a sergeant or NCO, you gotta do the damn thing better or just as good as most of your guys that are training. You gotta train with them. You can't lead from the rear, devil dogs. You gotta lead from the front. We just call them ex-girlfriends. The exes. All my exes live in Texas. Dude, that was a great movie, Bobo. But that's what I think about. I think about, man, you give me 100 boys from Denmark and I can already skip like a couple of the weird things that the Marine Corps will have to install like Neo from the Matrix. That's what I mean. It's like the Marine Corps is like a computer program that you got to take step by step. And if you give me 100 guys, you guys are already like one. You know, you guys are already one person. It's that's all I think about. That's all I've been thinking about for like the last like 2 hours is like, how would I train a bunch of people from Denmark? It would be fairly easy, and you guys would be one killer unit if you guys joined the Marine Corps, man. One killer unit. Because of the way, that culture, the way you guys brought up, it would be so much easier. It'd be so much wilder. Oh, I can talk about this all day. This is what my PTSD goes down. There are videos on YouTube of the recruitment training to the Danish Hunter Corps. One of the two SOFs in Denmark. Oh, I'm writing that down. Let me write that down. Hunter Corps, that's what? Oh my God, that's badass. Hunter Corps. Don't ever request 10 years of medical paperwork. I now have 2,000 pages of dude, that's gonna take you like a day or two. Danish Hunter Corps. I'm gonna do a little research on that. I want to see how you guys train, brother. I want to see what the goddamn, if our military allowed you guys to join And Great Britain, you know, because you can't just say, hey, I want to fight with America, you know. I'm sure we asked and you guys accepted, and then Great Britain or England was like, yeah, let them roll if they're, you know, if you're up to speed and all that good stuff. It seemed like we're a lot closer than you think, Bobo. If our militaries are that close already, and I didn't even know that, and that was 21 years ago or 23 years ago. I had no idea. We're us in the Danish. This is interesting, Bobo. Now that I think about Greenland, if our militaries have already collabed and our militaries are pretty much one in one, you know, I don't think, you know, within the next 1,000 years, I don't think the United States military will end up fighting Denmark anytime soon, because we train together. Obviously, once militaries are training together, it'll never go, in my mind, it can very rarely go south, you know, between politicians or whatever. So man, we've been fighting wars with Denmark for the past 30 years. And then I think about Greenland, like, huh, that's interesting. I think there's going to be a nice military alliance between Denmark, Greenland, and the U.S. That changes my whole outlook on Greenland. I think Greenland's more sold to the United States right now than I ever thought before. Because if I were Denmark, and if I know a little history on, you know, what the Bismarck and all those dipshits did, you know, back in the day, I would say, America, you can have Greenland, but you're going to put a fat military base right in Copenhagen. And this way, the Danish troops can train with the Americans, and Americans could train with Denmark, dude. That's what I would do. If Denmark wants, if the politicians up there, you know, want to always, you know, that, I think that would be the best deal. But the Danish people don't pay for the military base. America pays for it, but we get to have Greenland. I think that would be a deal. I think that would be a deal. You get like 50,000 troops in Denmark and Copenhagen or wherever is most needed. You get a bunch of jobs because a bunch of Americans will go down there and spend a bunch of money, because that's what America does. We get Greenland, and you guys get security for forever, like Poland. That's what Poland did. We also have special forces called the Serious Patrol. Oh, whoa. The patrol Greenland and dog sleds 2 years at a time. No shit. That's so badass, dude. See, dude, like, and your guys' special forces are much needed for our training, because you guys, you know, train totally different. You guys know the snow. You guys know the land. You guys know everything. Americans don't know anything, but we like to figure stuff out. And if one military, that's interesting. That even makes it more interesting, special forces. That makes it a lot more interesting. I think this Denmark or Greenland, that would be a huge alliance, man. That would be awesome, because Denmark's very important to the United States. Because you guys sit right above Germany and all that other crazy shit out there. That's interesting, Bobo. Oh, how we're a lot closer than you think, you know? How we're a lot closer than you know. That's sick, dude. Imagine being special forces with like 7 dogs on a sled. That would be legit, dude. That's got to be a tough job. That's got to be one tough job. This is my igloo surfboard. Your igloo. Don't ever request 10. Oh, dude. I just read that. Core hunters. All right, man. All right, that's interesting. So, okay. So they got to spend 2 years out there. That's wild, man. I wonder. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, Bobo, between... I didn't know that, man. I feel like I got to rethink my geopolitics strategy, you know? If I were Trump or sitting in the Oval Office. It's interesting. And then Denmark. Well, I mean, you guys own Greenland. So you guys, I mean, already have. Dude, that would be sick. I think that would be sick if like the U.S. and Denmark just both shared it militarily, and then you guys get a effing army base up in somewhere. And what people don't understand about like United States bases, when they get put in another country, everyone that works at the military base is a local. You know, they're mainly locals. You know, the ladies at the supermarket or something, they always are hired from within or outside the base. That'd be interesting. I don't know, man. The world's changing pretty quick. Join as a man, come home as a popsicle, dude. Oh, dude, that would change the way that would change you, man. Spending 2 years out there. Yeah, the guys in the Sirius Patrol are a special kind of people. It's only 2 guys. Whoa, and a lot of polar bears and snow. Those dudes gotta be tough, mother effers. Man, they gotta be tough. They gotta love that ish, man. 2 dudes, 14 dogs. You know, the weather's always trying to kill you constantly. There's the most vicious bear out in the world is a polar bear, if I'm not mistaken. Polar bears have to be freaks of nature. Dude, imagine being a polar bear. All you get to eat is seafood, and all you touch is frozen crap. Like, they have to be going absolutely batshit crazy by the time a polar bear is a full-grown adult. It has to be, man. All right. Grinds. Oh, dude, that's a skate shop? I haven't seen a skate shop in so long. Grind a skate shop. Interesting. Opening soon? What? Say what? Grizzly mixed bear. Oh, what? There's a polar grizzly mixed bear? You know, we got to stop like making freaking. We made a wolf, I heard. Dude, they're gonna. I'm not, dude. By the time I die, they're gonna make a dinosaur, man. Let's be real. It's gonna be like Jurassic Park up this bitch. It's gonna be Jurassic Park, dude. Oh boy, this is gonna be one. Where am I? No. Boom. Got it. Start. Nope. Locked it in. Woo! They made each other. And bring them together on purpose. I read about that. The polar bears migrate from the Arctic because the ice is melting. Oh no! They made their own super freak. They made their own super bear. Oh no, dude! A polar bear. Those things are vicious, dude. Vicious. I'd rather be swimming next to a shark than around a polar bear, because a shark will maybe leave you alone. You know, sharks don't want to bug people. A great white shark, you know, why eat a human being when we're like a little skinny twig? A bear, they'll eat you for fun. You know, they'll play with you. They'll play with you. She's a super freak. She's super freaky. I can't believe I just read that. Rick James, bitch. Charlie Murphy. Darkness, everyone. Darkness. Darkness. Oh, that Dave Chappelle, man. That was good times. Anyways, devils, I gotta get going, man. I gotta, you know, pretend like I care. Anyways, boys, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here like a herd of turtles. Dude, I got eaten up by mosquitoes. I'm missing my crayons, man. I'm going through withdrawals. Peace out, buddies. See you later, Bobo. Jason, take care, brother. Mr. Good Citizen, Dirty Money, the crew. I appreciate you guys coming on, man. I got to get to this time, my man. This lovely conference call is bugging me. They're all waiting for me. So I'm just going to take another minute. No, I'm just kidding, fam. Hey, morning formation, you guys are dismissed. See you final formation at 1500. And dismissed, boys. Semper Fi. Peace.